What's up, guys? Welcome back for another adventure. In this video, I'm going to be doing a solo Jeep and camp in the Osceola National Forest, about 50 miles west of Jacksonville, Florida. I didn't really have a solid plan for this trip since it's my first time visiting the Osceola National Forest. All I knew was that I was going to leave out in the Jeep after work on Friday and then come home on Sunday with some exploring.
I was just kind of rolling logs, see if I could find anything under.
Fishing.
I think I might have a state record on my hands here.
Off-roading. Ooh! And of course, camping.
That was a rather cold and wet night.
I'm entering here on the south side off of Highway 10 next to Ocean Pond, which is actually believed to have been formed by a prehistoric meteorite impact, explaining its near-perfect circular shape. From there, I'll head over to Warmouth Pond to do a little bit of fishing before the sun goes down. Not even a mile into the National Forest and I've already found a turtle crossing the road.
Brother, what are you doing? Oh, he's off the road now. Look at this guy. Sheesh. That's a big turtle right there. Look at that.
This guy is called the red-bellied cooter. If you've paddled any freshwater river here in Florida, then you've likely seen plenty sunbathing on logs. As a fun fact, these turtles will actually lay their eggs in alligator nests to protect against raccoons and other predators that want to steal them.
He was on the road when I first passed by. Took him down off the road a little bit. Stay on the road, bruh. She might be dried up. Oh boy, it is completely dried up. I'm not doing any fishing here. I wonder if there's anything left in there. It actually looks like really clear water. Extremely clear water. Wow, that water is super clear. I don't see any fish in there. Bait fish or otherwise. Oh yeah, there is. There's a big old brim sitting right there. There he is. See him? Floating right there in the middle of the screen. There he is. Oh yeah. Well, let's see what we can do. Since I only see brim in there right now, I'm just gonna try to get a couple of those. I got these Pirate crappie nibbles. It smells absolutely awful. I got it on the smallest hook I could find at Walmart. Size 6 Eagle Claw. Let's see what we can do. You're gonna watch the first cast, see if I can get anything. It's got some attention. There's really high scale fish in here. Might as well have a cane pole. Or brim buster, as I always grew up calling it. Oh, that is a little bass. Okay. All right. There are bass in there. Time for rooster tail.
Quick shout out to Venture Wetsuits based out of Hawaii. I was looking for a dri-fit hoodie to wear out in the sun and found them online. They've got a super comfortable and functional fit at a great price point. With lots of cool designs like the topographic pattern that I've got on, I highly recommend you check them out.
one more trick, and then it's too dark. All right, my last trick is this micro rattle trap. Rooster tail has the blade, had a little bit of motion on it. The shaking and rattling should entice the bite. All right, I can't see anything, I'm calling it. This is the part where, if you can see me and hear me, this is the part of the video where you can pause it, go down, leave a comment. Josh, you are bad at fishing. But let's go find a campsite. As you can see, it's way too dark for me to still be out here not having a campsite. Just kidding, I've got the light bars and stuff, we'll be good. So here is why I'm not too worried about being dark. Those are my headlights. When I bought this Jeep, it came with a light bar and 2 safari lights. There's the light bar. There's the safari lights. Yeah, I'm gonna be just fine. To give you an idea what it looks like. That is what it looks like. Completely blinding. This face was never meant to have this much light on it. Let's go find a camping site. Those lights are really crazy. I'm lighting up the trees up there, 60 yards ahead of me. These lights are awesome.
Another quick shout out to Avenza Maps, which is a free app that I've recently found that allows you to download maps of public land for offline use. A really cool feature of the app is that it will superimpose your location onto the map so you know exactly where you are in relation to where you're trying to go. Here you can see me pointing northeast as I'm leaving Warmouth Pond. The plan is to head up Forest Road 263 to 263B and take that up towards West Tower Campground, stopping somewhere along the way to do some dispersed camping.
These deep holes, I bet when it rains, they fill up and people have a good old time coming and splashing through them, getting all muddy. Might have to come back out after it starts raining. If that ever happens again. We've been pretty rainless for almost 2 years now. These are pretty neat trails though. Grass on top of hard packed sand. But I'm not trying to spend all night driving around. I would like to go find a campsite here soon, so maybe something appropriate will show itself here soon. Trail's blocked. And the impromptu trail is rough. Oh boy. Oh, I'm still alive. Hey, my wheels I have destroyed so many spider homes this evening. All that work they did to put a spider web across this trail, and I'm just ruining it for them. And with these lights, I can see the silk and see what I'm doing, and I just feel awful about it. The bugs, the flying insects, though, on the other hand, are loving me for that. They can fly through here like it's I-10. Not have to worry about a spider web. It has gotten considerably tighter back here. These branches are scraping and scrapping my paint job on this hot rod I got. I don't appreciate it. And the sand is super soft anytime I stop for a second. I'm sinking in. All right, I found a nice spot here. These two trees. It's pretty clear down here on the ground. There is this foot trail here, which goes I don't know where, but I'm gonna not completely block it, but I'll be camping at the mouth of it where it spits out onto the road here, and I really don't know where that foot trail is supposed to go. It just kind of dumps out on the road here, so, and I've looked on the map and I don't see it on the map, so I don't know. I'll check it out in the morning, but for now I'm gonna camp next to it. Alrighty, that was about a 5-10 minute setup. Got my fire going in a little hole. Got my hammock set up. This is a real basic campsite tonight. But the piece de resistance is I left the engine going so that I didn't kill the battery with the lights. But that hood is nice and hot, heating up my dinner, which is some pizza from dinner earlier today. Let's go. I thought about not having a fire just because of how dry it is. We've had some wildfires in the state pretty much weekly down in Ocala. So I thought about not doing it, but there are so many bugs out here. So many bugs. But the smoke makes them go away. And the light might make curious bear go away as well. I don't really want to deal with a black bear this evening. But as always, I've dug my hole. I got a whole surplus of sand right here, ready to dump on anything. I got 3 gallons of water in the truck. Pretty nice little camping setup, honestly. I'm happy with it. It'll do. So I was over here taking a leak on the road, and what do I find but some scat? Is this bear poop? Is this coyote poop? Bobcat poop? It's pretty big. I mean, there's my hand for comparison. It's not ideal. All right, it's 10:30. Got the fire going here, sitting by it, looking up at the stars. I wish you guys could see them. I need to get a camera that allows me to shoot the stars because it is absolutely gorgeous out here. Star-studded event. But as for me, sitting by the fire here, I got my side of the mountain, all 3 books in one go. I read this when I was a kid, and it's one of the things that really made me interested in bushcraft and being out in the woods and, you know, appreciating nature. So it's nice to reread it as an adult, especially, you know, when I'm out here in nature. I'm going to read till I get sleepy and put the fire out with some sand and some water and climb up in my hammock with my 50-degree sleeping bag, because it's going to get down to the mid-60s tonight. It's going to be a little chilly, you know, as far as being out in the elements. So with that, bid you good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Top of the morning. That was a rather cold and wet night. It's 58 degrees currently. And you can see the water, the wetness on my, you can see how wet my hammock is. Yeah, I'm cold. Oh. So, I'm gonna get up, start moving, because it's freezing. 7 a.m. Gosh, it's beautiful out here. Good morning. 7 a.m. It is 58 degrees, a bit colder than I was expecting, and my hammock is wet. That was overall just a cold and wet night. A bit chillier than I was expecting. But it is beautiful out here. And I'm gonna get going so I can warm up. The goal to cleaning up camp is, you know, leave no trace, making it look like I was never here, which I think I've done a pretty good job of. There's some loose sand here from my fire pit that I filled back in, but I mean, it helps. Like I said, I was only here for 9 hours from 10 to 7, but I think I did a pretty good job. And for those curious, first thing this morning I walked down this trail, and as you can see, the landscape doesn't exactly change a whole lot for quite a ways. So it was just, you know, what you see here for another half a mile or so, and then I turned around. But there are these orange markings on trees here for this trail, so it's a trail for something. I don't know if, is it the Florida Scenic Trail? It could be. It comes out here to this road, and then I assume follows that road until another point with the, because there's another orange mark there.
Was a cold blue evening sneaking up on Speedway.
Getting close to the West Tower campground and area, taking road number 233 over, and it must be said that this road is beating the absolute crap out of me. First thing in the morning, this washboard rutted out road is just, it's not very enjoyable, but this West Tower campground should have bathrooms, which I'm no, you know, I'll never turn my nose up at an opportunity to use a downed log or lean against a tree, but if there's a bathroom near me, I think I'd be silly not to use it. So that's exciting, hopefully. Big old woodpecker, red-headed woodpecker flying across there. There's the fire tower. There's the campground. West Tower, Osceola National Forest. Here's where those trails come up. Looks like some people camping back there. There's a horse stable over here. There's the outhouse. Well, I didn't realize I was going to be using the restroom with such luxury this morning. Got a light, plumbing, a book exchange. They even got some, I'm sure this is for the people who are camping at the campground, but how about that? I love seeing these trash cans because they always remind me, a lot of you have probably heard this before, but of the old bear and tourist thing. It says they're animal proof. You can't just pull it open. You gotta push in on a lever inside there and then pull up. And the thing I'd heard before, some park ranger saying that, you know, they have to engineer these very specifically. They have to be complex enough that the smartest bear can't get in, but they have to be easy to use enough for the dumbest tourist to get into it. The issue being there is considerable overlap between the smartest bear and the dumbest tourist. All right, now to climb this tower. This gate is open? Question mark. There's a chain there and a lock here, but it's definitely a big enough gap, and it even says climb. I'm sure that was all it ever said. The wood seems strong, it's not rotted out. Everything seems pretty strong, sturdy on this, so I'm gonna give it a climb. Did I mention that I'm scared of heights? So my heart is racing right now. Still got a ways to go. Man. Oh boy. I'm still a couple floors from the top, but I think this is where I'm gonna stop because I am scared. Scared of heights. Pretty high up here. So I'm gonna work my way back down. But it's pretty cool up here. See for a long ways along the treetops. There's the old Jeeper down there. Can't imagine 15 feet up from here I'm gonna see a whole lot more. Camera's probably shaking though, because I am scared. I'm feeling pretty brave for getting up this high on a tower that says not to climb. There are birds up there. Might be nesting or might have taken home up there. And I could use that as an excuse. I could say I don't want to disturb the birds that are up there. But I'll admit it, I'm afraid of heights. And that's a really tall tower. And I probably got up, let's see. I got up to that platform there. Which, yeah, I'm happy with it. I was shaking. I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely shaking up there. So heights aren't my thing, but that was cool. That, my friends, is a swallow tailed kite. They live in South America, but they come to Florida during March through June to nest, mate, and then they fly back on down south of the equator.
Let's go see what else the Osceola National Forest has to offer.
Pulled over here at the Caney Flat Branch Creek, which is a kind way to put it. I'm telling you folks, it's been dry. It has not been raining. That's gross. Shame on those people who throw tires in here. What's wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? You can see those tree roots are usually underwater. Not right now. Some tracks down here. Those are little coon paws, little coon hands. All right, we got our first critter of the day.
This is a venomous juvenile copperhead. These snakes are born venomous, and despite the myth that they can't regulate their venom when they're young being untrue, you should still give them plenty of space when you come across one. You might be able to see this one easily contrasted against the dark mud, but their camouflage blends in perfectly with fallen leaves, making them hard to spot and easy to step on when walking in the woods.
He's pretty.
Although they lose it when they get to be about a year old, juvenile copperheads have that bright yellow-green tail that you see here, and they wiggle it to lure in lizards, frogs, and insects in a trick called caudal luring, an instinct that they are born with and ready to use from birth. Which reminds me, did you know that, unlike most other reptiles, copperheads give live birth?
Alright, I'm headed over to the Big Gum Swamp Wilderness. Back on my favorite road. I was thinking while I'm driving about my dreams last night. My dreams last night were only about bears. That was it. Just black bears. I had two that I can really remember. One was me in my hammock, all closed up at the top and everything, and looking out at the orange glow of the fire and a big shadow of a bear coming and standing kind of between the fire and my... That was a horsefly. Okay. Coming and standing between the fire and my hammock, and which obviously, you know, the fire had died down by the time I went to sleep, and a bear wouldn't walk up to a fire like that. But I remember in my dream kind of shouting like, "Go away, bear." So I can imagine that I was actually probably making noise, but in true dream fashion, I was trying to shout, you know, "Go away, bear," but my voice, I had no voice. You know, it was just coming out like a squeak. So that was kind of a scary dream. And the other one, I had a dream that I got out of my hammock, maybe to go to the bathroom or whatever, and there was a bear that I, you know, stood up and raised my arms and said, "Ah, go away, bear." So those were my dreams last night. I'm sure it'll be a lot of the same. And those are dreams that happened in between me waking up and shivering and curling up into a ball because it was cold last night. 58 degrees may not sound that cold, especially with a sleeping bag rated for 50 degrees, but it was damp. It was a very damp cold, which is never enjoyable. I took all of the hot hands that I had in my pack out because I looked at the forecast and it said 65 degrees, and I said, oh, you know, I don't know, I won't need you know, hot hands or anything to warm me up at 65 degrees, but lo and behold, I wake up at 6:45 this morning and it's 58 degrees. So, but I'm gonna go try to find this little pond over here on the way to Big Gum Swamp. Maybe do some fishing if there's some water or fish in it. Should be right up here. Got here. We do have a pond. Cool. Cool. See if there's any fish in it. It's another real clear one too. That's awesome. Well, I'll be here for a while doing some fishing. Hopefully doing some catching too. As I walk up to it, I see a 2-pound bass in the shallows. Yeah, I'm gonna be here for a while. Hopefully I got some fish to show you guys here in a second. Oh my gosh. I wish, can't even talk right now. Whew. Wish I had signal so I could call FWC because I think I might have a state record on my hands here. You ready? Oh yeah, baby. Let me long arm it. Look how big that guy is, huh? How about it? Had to use the old power bait. Let's see him swim off. See you later, pal. Sorry to antagonize you. That might have been a 4-ounce bass, but it's a bass. I can say that I've caught a bass on this trip. All right, now it's time to head to the Big Gum Swamp Wilderness. Actually, right behind the pond here is the trail that's going to lead me up to the north side of the Big Gum Swamp Wilderness. Insert map with voiceover of me talking about where I'm going and showing you.
Heading up 234A, gonna go over to 232, which is a ring road around the Big Gum Swamp Wilderness.
And then I'm gonna hopefully find somewhere back there that I can hike in and do some just general explorating. Wonder how many people have gotten stuck in this hole. It's deep. There's stumps in it. In a creek bed, really. Yeah. Lots of people have been stuck in that thing. When I use my phone just normally, I look under my glasses, but it's always startling to open my camera and see this. Should I start filming like this, talk to you guys like this? Look at these raccoon feet. That's a big raccoon. Not a tough choice on that one. Oh, my paint job! Oh! Oh, man. Gonna have some buffing to do when I get home. Call me Jimmy Buffett, Joshy Buffett. All right, there's 232, the boundary for Big Gum Swamp Wilderness. I'm gonna head north on it, go up around the north side, maybe see if there's any trailheads that lead into it. Been getting antagonized by horseflies all day. And what do I find but a bee farm? I don't know how close I'm gonna get because there is a very loud humming going on from these guys. Wow, there's so many bees. I don't know if the camera can catch them. So many bees. And they are fired up. Oh my goodness. That's so many bees. Cool. Osceola National Forest bee farm. Checkpoint. Look at that Jeep. Right across from the bee farm is this trailhead. I'm gonna head in on this trail for a little bit, see where it goes, come back, get back in the Jeep. It is hot. It's hot, Bob. My Decatur folks will get that one. It's a sunny, clear, 90 degrees outside. And like I said, it is warm. It's hot. So I'm glad I can give old Piggy a break for a minute. Got my ice water, my little pack with some basic supplies. Let's do it. Alrighty, I'm just about at a mile on this trail, and I'm gonna call it and turn around because, funny enough, I can see the forest through the trees. I can see the cypress swamp over there, which is where I want to be in the shade. Instead, I'm out here in these sparse pines, getting absolutely roasted, and I'm walking through this grass and brush, kind of just wondering if my next step is going to involve a pygmy or eastern diamondback rattlesnake jumping out and grabbing my leg, which is also not fun. Just like this right here. They could be hanging out right under those palmetto leaves. I could step on tail and end up with 2 fangs in my leg. Almost a mile from the truck. And once I get to the truck, I don't know, 20, 30 miles before a town that might have a clinic. Lake City's probably at least 30 or 40. And I gotta go back out of those trails, or at least the gravel roads, which are pretty rough. So yeah, would be bad to get snake bite out here. I'll say it again. It's hot, Bob. Might have to get in here, turn the AC on, get some ice cold water. And what I really am after, the old Trapper beef sticks, baby. Let's go. all I want to do is find a nice shady spot to take a nap, maybe read my book a little bit, because right here it's 12:30 p.m. high noon just about. What every animal in this forest is doing right now is taking a nap, and that don't sound so bad, so I think I'm gonna do it myself. Alrighty, here is Big Campground up on the northwest side of the Big Gum Swamp Wilderness. I was kind of hoping it was going to be like the one by the West Tower earlier this morning with oak trees and shade. Oh, might have some shade yet. We might have some shade yet. Right there is going to be my best shady spot. Alright, got my little impromptu day camp set up. I'm going to take these boots off because these dogs are barking. Lay in that thing, drink some water, and read my book. I'll see you in a little bit. Oh, and the dogs, yeah, they're barking. Socks imprinted on my skin because I've had those socks on since yesterday and those boots on all morning. Maybe this is what I need to get my YouTube channel going. Like and subscribe.
After my nap, I got back on 232, got over to 235, and I'm headed down to Osceola Natural Area where we will resume the video.
Alrighty, we're here at the Osceola Natural Area. Coming up on a bridge. More bees here at the corner of 277. A lot of bees. Alright, this is 277B on the way to 17 Mile Campground. Got some really nice soft sand for a change. I got off at 277 because it was awful. Just awful. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. 277B to 17 Mile Campground. It's a good one. Going through a little prairie as well. Haven't seen much actual prairie out here, you know, without pines. And I'm gonna go right to go to 17 Mile Campground. Alright, entering 17 Mile Campground. Let's see what it's got to offer. I believe there's a pond back here. Supposed to be a pond back here. Supposed to be. It's dried up. Bunch of dead lily pads. Unfortunate. But you can have a little campsite right here next to it. I believe these are mostly used during hunting season. Proof that I was at 17 Mile Campground right there. We got pavement for the first time since first time since about 7 yesterday. So 20 hours ago was the last time I've seen pavement. It's gonna feel real good on the tires, I bet. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Wow, that's a surreal feeling. It's a smooth road after being on those pretty washed out trails. Well, let's head to the East Tower. We've seen the West Tower today, this morning. Let's go to the East Tower this afternoon. Here's the East Tower camp. And there's the East Tower. Just as tall as the other one. You better believe I didn't climb that tower either. But I did climb this gravel pile just so that I could do this. Right here where there's some private property, just a little patch of private property, I get stopped for a bird crossing. It's not a chicken, but the question begs to be asked. Why did he cross the road and why did he not? Oh, nice. They got all the animals. You got some goats. Got a Saturn Aztec. Now that is an animal for sure. A beast. In the worst way. In the absolute worst way. Why'd they make that? They got a nice little farm going in here. Good for them. Found this little sinkhole, I'm assuming. Very stagnant water. But there's motion in it. Probably mostly bugs, but I'd be wrong if I didn't stop and fish it for a second, so see if I can get anything. Really catching the big ones today. But this one, he's beautiful. Look at that color. Beautiful. Let's get him back in there. He's right on that shade. I saw this little turn off. Takes you through an oak forest, which I've been looking for all day because look at all the shade that's in here. I've been out in the sun all day and under the pines, too spread out to have any shade. There's a creek that runs along right over there. I don't know the name of it and I have no service to look up what it is. Go. That's why we look out for oaks, because look at that. Just beautiful. Settling down to the creek. It does indeed. I guess creek would imply that it was flowing, which it is not. Pretty nasty. But the water gives us oaks. And the oaks give us something to behold out here. Beautiful. Bee spot number 3.
After looking around the East Tower area, it's now getting later in the afternoon and it's time for me to start looking for my campsite for the night. I hopped back on the paved County Road 250 to head back over to the Big Gum Swamp area. I stopped at this trailhead which had some information about the Big Gum Swamp Wilderness and read up on some of the area's history and wildlife. I haven't spotted a bear yet, so I'm thinking of doing a video soon where I go out looking for one just to see if I can find one. From there, I kept going down County Road 250 to Forest Road 290, which I noticed borders Big Gum Swamp closely and figured it would be a good spot to find a campsite for the night.
Here, tip me to the right and then tip me to the left. And here we go back to the left. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, that's scary. That was really tipped. I don't like that all that much. Huh. How do I not do that again? I feel like I was gonna roll. I really don't want to roll in here. Can't say I'm a fan of these. Oh boy. I know I'm probably not even close to tipping, but it feels like it's about to tip when you do that. Alright, here's the campsite for tonight. Got good trees for the hammock. Lots of firewood laying around. I'm kind of parked off the trail, but I'm pretty far back here. I'm not sure anybody's gonna be coming back through here tonight, but I got some work to do to clean it up, get it ready to go, get ready to cook some dinner, and hang out. I'm tired. Ready to go to sleep. Get ready to wake up tomorrow morning and come home. That's next. Usual camp tour. I mean, easy one here. Got the Jeep, hammock. Put my sleeping mat in there because it's got some insulation. Should keep me a little warmer tonight. Sleeping bag. Got my firewood. Got my chair with the broken arm as always. Now for the fire. You know, in true camping fashion, you got to do the flint and steel. And I've got my lighter knot and dryer lint, but I'm thinking, do I need those? I've got so much dry tinder sitting all around me. I got these dead dry limbs, pine limbs. This stuff you turn into dust, it'll catch an ember. You got this dry moss, which might as well be dryer lint. Perfect. Pine needles to catch it once you got a cold caught. But yeah, I think this specifically and this together should be no problem. And then I don't even feel like I need small sticks. These pine sticks are so dry, incredibly dry. But I'll get some skinny ones too. This is a cypress limb from somewhere. I don't. Cypress trees are all the way over there. All right. I have one. Told you. Dry lint and the lighter lot are nice. But when it's as dry as it is right now in Florida, you don't really need it. Flint and steel and anything dry, dead, and that you can kind of turn into dust to catch the ember from the flint. For dinner tonight, we're going back to the well with the ready rice, Spanish style this time, with the little smokies on it. I found this grate on that pull off with the sinkhole fishing spot that I went to, and got the little pumpkin seed sunfish. This was sitting there. Somebody that didn't want it or forgot it, but it'll work for helping me cook these this rice and these smokies when I get done eating. I'll probably go for a walk down the trail here. It is 7:15, by the way. Do a little sunset stroll down the trail, because tomorrow morning I gotta go directly out that way. Probably about a couple miles, and then I'm back on that highway. $7.50 out on my post-dinner walk. Walking the trail that I gotta take to get out of here tomorrow morning. Cypress swamp right over there. Here's the only critter I found on my walk. I imagine this is a millipede with all the legs. What's up, guy? His legs moving. I was just kind of rolling logs, see if I could find anything under these logs that are along the trail here. And this guy was under them. Put you back. There you go.
Getting ready to put out my campfire and go to sleep for the night, and what do I find but this rather large wolf spider? Safe to say my dreams will be filled with spiders instead of bears tonight.
Top of the morning. 7 a.m. again. This morning, it feels much better. My insulated sleeping mat did the trick. I am much cozier this morning, so I'm gonna lay in bed for a little longer. Next time you see me, I'll probably be on 10x speed cleaning up this camp. Alrighty, that is a wrap on Osceola solo 2-day camp. I'm gonna hop in that Jeep, head off on this trail, and go get some McDonald's, and go home and take a shower, kiss my fiance, sleep in a bed, pet my cat and my dog, enjoy some air conditioning, all the beautiful things about being home. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. Makes the editing and filming while I'm out here worth it. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you on the next adventure.